Perfect. That was the opening I was hoping for. We missed the damn peyote spot.
I'm so excited for this to be my last midnight shift and then to go to SummerSlam. I'm ready. Excited.
Okay.
Cleveland Browns Stadium. Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step ends.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No, I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You got it right! Oh, you're right! The
Pow!
Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step ins.
Joining me as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
You seen my baseball?
Have you seen my baseball?
Timmy C's here.
Have you seen my wiener?
Yeah. What'd you say?
By the way,
baseball?
no, before you go ahead, we would be remiss in celebrating the absolute 2-year anniversary of what may be one of the greatest spectacles in sports history. I'm sorry for the audio audience, and I'm going to cut this, but I present to you TJ Steppins.
The faceplant into the horn.
The greatest 7 seconds of that bull's life. You flopping around, belly buttoning it.
You know,
we need to all get together and go to a
Nope, I'm done. Thanks.
Oh yeah, Timmy.
No, you're in. You're going.
What's fun about that is we watched that video because I Rucker took that. Our friend Rucker.
Nope,
took that video.
he did not.
And when I watched it and I showed you guys, we all laughed about it. I was like, why did you guys not tell me I was so fat? And because of that video, I've lost like 30 pounds since that video. So
congrats.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
by the way,
Timmy, next weekend
that video.
Next weekend, we're going to PBR Lockhart Smokehouse right here in Huntsville.
I'm not getting on a mechanical bull. I've already done too much damage to myself.
I will be.
It cost me $8,000 last time I got on one.
I will be working the day shift that weekend because some asshole I work with had to quit in March. So,
did he get a better job?
Oh no, did he? I mean, it's a higher paying job. I don't know if it's better.
Well, I mean, I would have quit too.
I don't blame him. He's still a dick though.
Because now TJ
I'm
can come to Huntsville. Yeah.
Please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow the show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network on Twitter at Ram Sportsnet. And Timmy, I mean, just a cornucopia, a treasure trove of what is the word? Content over there at the Ram Network.
Yeah, and you changed my stupid script. All right. Anyway, if you go to www.patreon.com/Ram Network, you will get all of us. You will get FFP. You will get TNA Top 10. You will get Talking Wrestle and Palm Water Dave, just to start with. Bonus shows. You will get World Class Flashback. You will get Hard Times and Beyond. You will get Eras, the New Generation. You will get Just Put It in Your Mouth. You will get I Was There. I'm missing one.
You got Ringside Replay now. That's
I didn't even know about that one. What is that?
It's already first episode's up.
Wow.
CWA to USWA.
Oh, that's your new one with Pondwater.
Yeah, Ringside Replay.
Okay. And soon, and I do mean soon, or I will choke the life out of TJ Stephens. We will be doing a Portland watch along.
Portland wrestling.
We'll call it Leaning to the Left in the Northwest.
Portlandia Pinfalls.
Both of those names are terrible, just so you know.
Plus, you will get, you'll get all the old stuff. You'll get, what was your murder show you had?
Evolution of Evil.
You will get a new show, Power of the Pen. That's fun. You and Amy.
We do have some people in the works for that, yeah.
And coming soon, you will get double editions for the season start of Footballers Getting Paid with Tim and Dave. We're going to do a pro and a college. I don't know why we do college, though. That's amateur.
You guys always have done college.
I know.
And they're not amateurs anymore.
But we're also going to have, T-Weave and Andrew now on
I
college.
heard you guys.
We're going to bring Pondwater in for the pros. Like it. Continue. You heard.
I'm doing TNA on Sunday for their ACC preview.
This is great. I also watch sports, and no one has asked me to do fucking anything. But I heard you guys upgraded your producer.
You always fill in when I'm on vacation.
You're welcome to come to Footballers every week. You're going to pick the Bears, and that's going to be tragic.
What's funny is when I was subbing for Footballers last year, I don't think I picked the Bears once.
Well, that's because they were terrible.
I would go out of my way to not even pick their games because, conflict of interest.
Well, I picked them to win the playoffs, so that didn't work out for me.
No. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I hope you guys enjoy doing your sports shows. It's unfortunate I'm a dope about sports. I just only have a sports trivia game on this show. But, that's cool. I understand. I get it.
Well, all right. There are no hockey shows or soccer shows on this network.
I don't watch soccer.
Neither does anyone else. That's why it's dead in America.
Because of me?
Yes.
Okay. But you know what is also dead here is August of this year that we're going to cover. Are you guys ready for this? This is a good one.
Oh.
Because this could wind up being one of our underrated shows. I think this is going to be good. I'm excited. I mean, I'm also looking forward to the show for the first time. I'm going to say this show is going to be dog shit, just so you guys know ahead of time.
Thanks for building us up.
Yeah, that's what I do. Because are you ready there, Finger Man?
Sure, why not?
Because this week we're going back to No Look. That's very nice. August of 1974. Just John Stockton me on the intro. Let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events filter free. Up first, stories that missed the cut. August 3rd. This is the most 70s story I've ever heard. Jeff Baxter, guitarist and founding member of Steely Dan, quits the band and joins the Doobie Brothers.
To be fair, Doobie Brothers sounds a lot more fun than Steely Dan.
I enjoy both bands.
I don't know songs from either one of those.
You definitely know the Doobie Brothers.
You do.
For sure.
Definitely.
You absolutely know the Doobie. Everyone knows.
Name a song.
China Grove.
Blackwater.
Only song by them I know is Doobie Doobie Doo.
Nope.
That's a Bud Light commercial, I'm pretty sure.
But beware the penguin.
And Steely Dan also has some songs. If you heard, you probably recognize them.
Don't Stop Believing, or no? What is the name of their song?
Steely Dan.
Hold on
Don't
to the
Stop
feeling.
Believing. That's Steve Perry.
No, that's Jack Perry, Jungle Jack Perry, and CM Punk.
Steve Perry.
Oh, Steely Dan had Dirty Work. That's one of their bigger hits.
Never heard it.
I don't want to do your dirty work anymore.
Sounds gross. That sounds like a prison song.
I'm thrilled right now that we don't have that clip that Efren used to play on Say by the Pod. The automatic TJ needs to fast forward 15 seconds sound.
Yes.
August 5th, Joan Jett forms a band called the Runaways at just 16 years old.
Ooh, she's a little runaway.
This
She's
is
still
a
alive?
big, yes, 65.
Is she still alive?
This is a big
She
music
was
month
born in 68.
here for 74.
She's not even
dead.
60, bro.
She died in 18.
What?
Joan Jett did?
Joan Jett?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I was like, wait a minute. No.
You had me. You had me. August 8th, former professional wrestler and booker Scott D'Amore is born in Canada.
Lots of cocaine.
Scott D'Amore?
Yeah.
In
I seen
Canada.
him. I seen him in Chicago. Lots of cocaine.
I wonder if we want to do a podcast.
On cocaine?
Sure. You ever done a podcast on weed? August 9th, the owner of 5 NBA rings, Derek Fisher, most notably of the Los Angeles Lakers, was born in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Well, that's false advertising.
What?
The owner of 5 NBA rings, which he did very little to get any of them. Derek
Well,
Fisher.
He was the 6th man. I mean, you can't really cheat if you're the 6th man.
It's like the water boy of the Lakers from 1993 to 1999.
Have you ever heard of Luke Walton?
Yeah. And
Or-
Yes. Son of that shitty announcer, Bill Walton.
I mean, he's dead now, but
Yeah, well, that dead
Wow.
shitty announcer, Bill
trampled
Walton.
right on his grave.
yeah. By the way, I know you're dead, but fuck you on the way out. August 11th, Lee Trevino wins his first of 2 PGA championships, and when he beats defending champion Jack Nicklaus at Tanglewood Golf. For those, I think it's golf course is what I wanted right there. For those not familiar with golfers, Lee Trevino is the guy in Happy Gilmore who shakes his head silently throughout the movie.
By the way, where you typed in American, there's actually a little thing that goes over the end. It's Trevino.
Okay.
I would say an umlaut, but that's German. It's not.
Well, I watched
Not an
golf
umlaut.
back in those days, and nobody ever called him Lee Trevino.
Yeah, Dan
They-
Patrick
they
on
should.
SportsCenter
They
always
did.
called him Lee Trevino.
And it's
That's-
called an Inye, you idiot.
I will always
Not a
all my-
little thing.
I will depend on Dan Patrick for my sports names way more than you.
And it's Trevino.
Okay. August
I'll call him
14th,
Travis. Lee Travis.
Lee Travis.
Randy's brother. I'm gonna love you forever.
Lee Traverse City. August 14th, Congress authorizes U.S. citizens to own their very own gold.
And since then, we've had 30 years of shitty ass commercials.
It's been 50.
You can own
This
your
year.
own gold.
This show was 50 years ago.
So what
Whatever.
happened to all the people that were mining for gold back in the 1800s?
They were pissed
Well, they were dead at this point, so because it's like 1800s.
with Joan Jett and Richard Karn.
Well, my great grandmother was born in the 1800s, and she was alive at this time. So
In 74?
1899.
yeah, she died in 74. I think she was born in 1891.
I think I dated her in 72.
I know absolutely nothing about my great grandparents. I didn't meet any of them.
I did my
Oh, your family tree.
ancestry family tree.
I wanted to do that, but I'm also kind of scared of what it's going to show me.
I went to my ancestry family tree and a baboon shit in my face. It was weird.
I don't think what you did was on the internet.
It was not. There was shit in my face. It was bad.
August 15th, parts of Bangladesh are devastated by a hurricane, killing over 4,000 people.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
All of Bangladesh should not have been standing there. August 20th, Amy Adams is born in Vicenza, Veneto, Italy.
Who?
She's Italian?
I guess.
Who is she?
I don't take Adams as an Italian name.
It was
Amy
like
Adams?
it was like Mike
actress?
Adamley.
You don't know who Amy Adams is? Amy Adams is?
No.
She played Lois Lane in the newest Superman movies. And she's pretty hot.
I believe she was also in that that mobster movie that came out a few years ago. I can't remember who else was in it. It was good though. This has been fun. August 21st, the other woman in the Botafogo debacle, Amy Fisher, is born in Long Island.
Did you say Botafuco?
Botafuco, yeah.
The
It's
Long Island Lowet.
It's Botafuco, and no one gives a shit about who he was. It was the Amy Fisher debacle.
Was he on like that celebrity boxing show or something like that?
Yeah, he beat up China.
It should have been Botafucto.
Oh, you are very angry today. August
And then Amy
23rd.
Fisher did homemade porn.
So did China, by the way.
Is that why your camera's off right now?
I was scratching my balls.
Scratching my balls?
Scratch my balls, Hans Bricks. August 23rd. John Lennon reports seeing a UFO in New York City. No reported sightings of Will Smith or Josh Brolin, though.
At least he can get shot. And by the way,
John Lennon
Tommy Lee
married-
Jones, not who? Josh Brolin. What?
What are you talking about?
Josh Brolin was in the third one.
Yeah, the Men in Black
UFOs.
when they went back to the 70s was Josh Brolin, you dope.
No.
Yeah,
I've
he was
not seen that
Agent
because it was
R
so
earlier.
trash.
It's a very good movie.
It is Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
It's a very good movie. I mean, he's still in it. This Josh Brolin.
I'm sure soon we'll be getting Women in Black. They'll be remaking it.
What?
Well, depending on who they cast, I'll watch it.
She was a big part of the second one.
Who was?
What was her name?
Sarah.
We are on fire today with names. We are just on it. You know, that one mobster movie. Name someone. I can't.
Looking it up.
August 26th. You know, it's a crazy month for news when a story like this doesn't make the show. Charles Lindbergh dies at age 72 from lymphoma.
I don't even know who that is.
It's the guy that flew over the Atlantic. He's the first one. Did in a biplane.
Congratulations.
And then he put so where we would have sunk our teeth into for Lindbergh was his son was kidnapped, but as time went on, they think that he killed him. Timmy would have feasted on that shit for sure.
He who? Charles Lindbergh killed
Charles
his son?
Lindbergh.
What about his he who?
Just look up the Lindbergh baby. It's fascinating.
Did Charles?
I didn't mean out loud or even right now. But this is good.
Kill his son.
Lara Flynn Boyle.
Laura Flynn Boyle.
Okay.
August 27th, New York Mets rookie Benny Ayala hits a home run in his first career at bat.
You just
I did that in T-ball last week.
Last week. Why are you playing?
Yeah,
T-ball?
I started a T-ball league in my backyard.
Okay.
You brought up a 251 hitter with
because he hit a home run in his first career.
451 RBIs and 38 home runs in his 11-year career.
You know what? Just for that, I believe you're already disqualified from box score trivia. Because how do I know you're not cheating?
Well, when I saw this story, I was like, I need to know about Benny Ayala because I assume he's going to do something great. He did nothing.
Well, it's 74 box score trivia. I got nothing for you, buddy.
Sure you do. There's more people on there you realize.
I got lots.
Yeah. August 30th. Well, yeah, you're like 22 here. August 31st. The director of The Amazing Spider-Man, Mark Webb, is born in God's country, Bloomington, Indiana.
I see what you're doing there. Mark Webb, Amazing Spider-Man. I like it.
I didn't make any of that up, just so you know.
Okay.
Let's go to Stories in the Wheelhouse, August 12th. I'm not sure how many more times this has happened. I actually tried to research it, and Google's not cool with questions like
74.
This, I'm guessing it's not a lot. But
74.
here we have a first, as Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford are both inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame, the first set of teammates that have been inducted in the Hall of Fame on the same day.
Isn't Whitey Ford a singer?
No.
Well, he sang the blues, but that was just on Everlast album.
Yeah, Everlast album. Yeah. Whitey Ford.
He has an ice cream store in Illinois, I heard.
I don't think that's true.
It's racist.
It's called Whitey's.
Certainly, the more well-known outside of the Quad Cities, the more salacious story is going to be Mantle. So I will take Whitey Ford here. Whitey's not even his real first name. It was a moniker.
Shocker.
It was a moniker he attained due to his lightly colored hair. His real name is Ed, and even Ed Ford is still a badass name.
That sounds like a place you'd go get a new F-150. Come on down to Ed Ford here in Bloomington, Indiana.
Well, he was born in New York, as I'm getting ready.
I think I seen that on TikTok. Come
Ford.
on down to Ed Ford.
What are you looking at on TikTok?
Lots of stuff.
Titties.
I've never seen it
on TikTok.
No, but I've never seen a dealership.
They're
commercial.
tickies. They're tickies on TikTok.
I've never seen a dealership commercial on TikToks.
You're not on my algorithm then, because I get one guy every day that's just like,
your algorithm is stupid.
It leads into something, and he's like, "Come on down and buy a goddamn Ford Bronco,"
and he
like,
says
what?
"goddamn," which is even better. You piece of shit.
Well, then you guys are doing it wrong.
born
You got to follow. You got to follow Doug Townsend on Instagram. He's the greatest Instagram follower there is, and he's a car dealer guy. Doug Townsend. Watch this. Here we go. Turn the volume up.
Yeah, this guy. Yep.
We do have a completely full flight. Overhead space is limited. You can holler.
Come holla.
Hey everyone, it's Doug's manager, Kelly. I'm driving right now.
Whore.
Good morning. I'm gonna go film a TV series with my friend, Matt. She's hot. I might even wear a button down. I don't know. I'm gonna try to. Your boy's gonna be on TV. Thank y'all for all the support.
Doug _ Townsend. He's hilarious.
That guy tries to sell me a car all the time.
I'll buy. I want to go buy one from him. All he talks about is cars and titties.
I don't understand what just happened. Whitey Ford, not Doug Townsend, but Whitey Ford was born on October 21st, 1928 in Manhattan and was signed as an amateur free agent by the Yankees in 1947 and would play his entire career with the team. He made his debut in the big leagues on July 1st, 1950. I agree. After starting out his career, winning all 9 of his first starts before getting a losing decision while coming out of the bullpen. He went on to win Rookie of the Year in 51 and celebrated by joining the Army and fighting in the Korean War, like you do. He returned to the Yankees for the 1953 season, and with his return, the Yankees had an elite rotation. They were so good, Whitey Ford was their 4th pitcher in the rotation.
We've been in Korea.
And what's funny is I couldn't name any of the 4 pitchers in front of him. Now, and I just
Dave Righetti.
Dave Righetti was one of them back in 1953.
Yogi Berra.
He's a catcher. Getting closer, though. He would pitch for the Yankees for the next 15 seasons, winning 6 World Series, a Cy Young. He was a 10-time All-Star, 1961 World Series MVP, 3-time AL wins leader, 2-time MLB ERA leader, and he had his number 16 retired by the Yankees. His 236 wins is still a franchise record for the Yankees, which seems impossible, and was elected with Mickey Mantle in the Hall of Fame here in 1974 with 77.8% of the vote. Luckily for Ford, he never admitted to doctoring baseballs or anything like that, just good old pitching prominence.
You pussy-ass bitches that drive them little fucked up vehicles. We got a Ram 3500, 75% metal in the front, 35% metal in the back. That's more than your mother-in-law, you fucking bitch. Anyway, come on.
I don't know how he doesn't sell more cars. I don't get it.
Like TJ said, while he was an amazing pitcher, he wasn't as clean and as wholesome as everyone at the time thought he was. After retiring, Ford admitted in interviews to having occasionally doctored baseballs.
Does that mean he like checked their pulse?
Yeah, he checked their prostate. Examples were the mud ball used at home in Yankee Stadium.
Speaking of prostate,
Yankees groundskeepers would wet down an area near the catcher's box where Yankee catcher Elston Howard was positioned. Pretending to lose balance, Howard would put down his hand with the ball and coat one side of the ball with mud and throw it back to Ford. Ford was also to engage in ball scuffing. Ford would sometimes
I like when my dates do that.
Ball scuffing with their teeth.
oh,
No.
Ford would sometimes use the diamond in his wedding ring to gouge the ball, but eventually was caught by an umpire and warned to stop. Howard would help him out by using a sharpened buckle on his shin guard and would scuff the ball for Ford. Ford eventually described the illicit behavior as a concession to age. According to Ford, I didn't begin cheating until late in my career when I needed something to help me survive. I didn't cheat when I won 25 games in 1961. I don't want anybody to get any ideas and take my Cy Young Award away. And I didn't cheat in 1963 when I won 24 games. Well, maybe a little.
He's Reggie Bush.
So why is Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and all them ineligible for the Hall of Fame?
It's different.
What's that shit on your chest? Vagisil. Yeah, fuck Whitey Ford. He's busy singing the blues. Born in, what is this? Spavana?
Yeah, Spavanaugh. I mean, it seems pretty simple.
Whatever. Oklahoma. No one gives a shit. It's Oklahoma. Mano was raised by his father to become a baseball player. He did good there. And was trained early on to become a switch hitter. Probably a good thing. He was a great player. Yada, yada, yada. No one gives a shit about that. On December 23rd, 1951, Mano married Marilyn Johnson with a Y.
It looks like Merlin, not Maryland.
No, Merlin is Olsen, and he was a linebacker.
John Wayne Gacy's first wife's name was Merlin.
Whatever. In his autobiography, I'm trying to give her some.
Was he a
femininity.
magician?
It's a she, and I don't think she was. Well, I mean, she did magically perform not getting murdered by John Wayne Gacy, so there's that.
In his autobiography, Mano said that he had married Merlin, which is weird, not out of love because it was a Merlin, but because he was told by his father, who was at the time terminally ill. That's weird. Like, he's like, hey, you need to marry this woman. He's like, okay. While Mantle's drinking became public knowledge during his lifetime, the press kept quiet about his marital infidelity and philandering. We're all into philandering here on FFP.
Yeah, could you imagine that now?
Well, yeah, it gets weird.
They would kick the hotel door and film him fucking, like, in the middle of it now.
Mantle was very indiscreet about this. At his retirement ceremony in 1969, he brought his mistress along with his wife. Holy shit.
That's ballsy.
Brought them both. Hey, look,
Well,
I've got this one and this one.
I'm sure.
Hey, whore number 2, you're going with me tonight.
I'm sure his wife by this time knew, like, you're just like, you're
Yeah,
a placeholder.
right.
You're not.
In 1980, Mano separated from his wife, and while the two lived apart for the rest of Mano's life, they never filed for divorce. During his final days, the two would make peace, which is weird. And Marilyn was beside. Why do I keep calling her Marilyn? Merlin was at his bedside when he died. Where the fuck was the mistress at this point? I mean,
Banging some other old man.
Banging Babe Ruth.
she was 112.
Who had been dead for several years by now.
Fucking someone else.
Gross. You know what's going to be fucking you guys here in a minute?
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Here it is. H. Pressure with 3. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Come down there. Over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
All right, here we go. Box score trivia 1974. We just talked Whitey Ford and Mickey Mantle, which means we're doing baseball. So we're going to start off with batting average leaders 1974. I'm only going to ask for 2. It gets easier from here, but batting average is a little rough.
Pete Rose.
Let me get a team.
Which one did you say, Timmy?
Pete Rose.
No.
Hank Aaron.
No.
Trying to think
Minnesota.
of old
What just
baseball
touched
players.
my leg? Oh, my cat was under the desk.
Minnesota. Rod Carew.
Rod Carew led the league 364. I just peed my pants because my cat scared me. Let's go to. Ooh,
We just had one. What?
I know. I'm giving you another team, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought we were like a new category. I'm like, whoa.
Who's the guy that played for Boston?
Well, the one I'm looking.
Missed the baseball.
Yastrzemski.
Bill Dave is on the right track here, and I just said his first name on accident.
Bill Buckner.
Bill Buckner. 6.
Was he in baseball then?
He was. He was 6, 314. Can you guess the team? It's not the
Bill
Red Sox or
Buckner?
the Cubs.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Hold on. What? It was what?
It's not the Red Sox or the Cubs.
The Orioles.
Nope. NL West.
Give us a hint.
NL West. Giants.
It was
Dodgers.
the Dodgers.
Got it. Look at that. Extra points.
Here's the rest of the top 10. Hal McRae at 310. Steve Garvey.
You know Dave Parker's in there.
He is not. Steve Garvey batted 312. Richie Zisk of the Pittsburgh Pirates batted 313. Bill Madlock of the Cubs 313. Greg Gross 314. Jorge Orta of the White Sox 316. Al Oliver 321, and in second place with Atlanta, Ralph Garr 353. Let's go to home runs. It does get a little bit easier here.
Mike Schmidt.
Find it. Mike Schmidt led the league with 36. Let's do 4. I think you guys can get 4.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron. No.
Reggie
Dave
Jackson.
Parker.
Reggie Jackson was 5th with 29. Dave Parker, no.
God damn it.
There is a
Joe
Pirate
Morgan.
No chance.
Johnny Bench.
Second with 33. There's 3.
Bobby Bonds.
No.
Ken Griffey
we
Sr.
got to go Reds here. No. George Foster.
You named the one red.
Oh, there's only one?
Yep. Oh, wait,
Hal
there is
McRae.
2. There is 2. You're right. There's 2. No Hal McRae.
Tony Perez.
Tony Perez, 6th, 28.
Did he
Here's the
get
rest of your top 10. Jeff Burrows, Willie Stargell,
Joe
Bobby-
Burrow's dad. Jeff.
no, it's spelled different. Bobby Darwin and Darrell Evans all had 25. Gene Tennis.
Fat ass Daryl Evans?
Yes. Gene Tennis and Cesar Cedeno each had 26. So Gene Tennis is the name Champ uses an anchorman when he's doing his example column. Gene Tennis up to the plate and whammy! Tied for 3rd, Dick Allen and Jim Wynn of the Dodgers and White Sox with 32. Let's go to pitching. Let's go to pitching wins. Let's see.
Nolan Ryan.
3 might be reasonable. Nolan Ryan tied for 3rd with 22.
Bobby Tolan.
No.
Tom Seaver.
Nope. I don't know why it sounds like you're crying when you're naming these names right now.
Tom Seaver.
Charlie Huff.
Nope.
One of the Necro brothers.
There is a Necro on here.
Phil Necro.
Phil Necro tied for 9th with 20. There's 2.
Gaylord Perry. Refrigerator.
What was that, Dave?
Gaylord something?
Gaylord Fokker.
Wasn't there a baseball pitcher named Gaylord Perry?
Yeah, and if you
Yes.
give me his last name, I'll give it to you.
Perry.
Harry.
Gaylord Perry tied for 7th with 21. There's 3.
Harry.
There is like 3 Hall of Famers on this list, and you guys haven't said any of them.
What's the guy? What's his last name?
Wait, what's his first name?
Like Catfish Carter or something like that?
Catfish Hunter.
Cartfish Hunter, I've never heard of. Catfish
Jim
Hunter
Jim Cott.
led the league with 25. Here's the rest of your top 10. Timmy just got another one. Jim Cott was 7th. Tied with Necro was Andy Messersmith and Wilbur Wood of the Chicago White Sox.
WW.
That's right. Tied with Jim Cott was, you said Gaylord Perry. All tied for 3rd, Steve Busby, Mike Queller, and Louis Tiant.
Louis Tiant.
And tied for 1st, with Catfish Hunter was Fergie Jenkins, had 25.
Fergie Ferg.
Give me one pitcher on saves. Just for fun.
Raleigh Fingers.
Raleigh Fingers tied for 5th with 18. And that was box score trivia. I would tell you the rest, but we've never heard of him. So
Raleigh Fingers was literally the only
one I knew. The only one I knew on the entire list. August 16th, one of the most influential bands and biggest bands of the 1980s, the Ramones, officially make their debut at the renowned
Razor?
CBGB. No. Spelled differently. There's no E in Razor Ramon. In New York City. The band and CBGBs actually have a lot in common. The venue was bought and repurposed in December of 73. By the way, if you haven't caught on yet, I'm doing the venue, not the Ramones. Because
why do they have a lot in common?
Well, I'm going to
Were
get
the
there.
Ramones bought and repurposed?
I'm getting to it. You should shut up. But not enough people talk about CBGBs. It replaced Hilly's on the Bowery, and its letters CBGB stand for Country, Bluegrass, and Blues. As you may have guessed, this venue was not known for any of those things.
Nope.
It became the haven for the burgeoning punk rock scene. On top of the Ramones, I guess I didn't write why they have in common. They were both anti-establishment. That's what they had in common. On top of the Ramones, this bar became the launching point for many of the bands that would reshape music in the 70s and the 80s, including the Ramones, Ruby and the Rednecks, the Talking Heads, Elvis Costello, the Police, the Misfits, the B-52s, Blondie, the aforementioned Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and the Beastie Boys.
You forgot Patti Smith.
Who?
Patti Smith.
I also didn't say Devo.
Or television.
Or television. I did see television in the story.
Or 315.
But I figured nobody had ever heard of the band Television, so I didn't include them.
Well, they killed the radio star.
They did. However, the CBGBs did more than help just the bands get off the ground and noticed. In the late 1970s and early 80s, one of the bartenders on staff... What?
CBGB.
One of the bartenders on staff went by the name of John Leibowitz, or as you probably know him today, is John Stewart.
I thought you were going to say John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. Yeah, he would be a terrible bartender. I don't know that. I'm just guessing.
He'd be very slow at it.
No, he'd be a great bartender. Just have all of it. I don't care.
I don't like it. Even though the venue closed on October 15, 2006, it went out with a bang. The final show was broadcast on Sirius Satellite Radio and saw Patti Smith on the stage with Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Richard Lloyd from the band named Television. Boom, there they are. After closure, the venue became CBGB Fashions, but that only lasted for an entire month.
Good job.
Yep. Fashion designer John Varvatos bought the venue and turned it into a store while keeping all the rock and roll stickers on the walls and the graffitis on the bathroom walls. I also already kept the toilets, which is weird.
CBGB.
The legacy of CBGBs lives on as one of its awnings is now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio.
They can induct a cantaloupe.
We always talk about that damn place.
We do. A movie was created about the venue and its owner, Hilly Crystal, called CBGB in 2013. The venue was also one of the playable concerts in the video game Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock.
Well, I've heard of Billy Crystal.
No, that's not. It's Hilly Crystal. And actually, what's fun is Crystal's
sister. That's his big titty sister.
Yeah. That's why her name's Hilly. And actually, I'm pretty sure it's a guy. CBGB's was the punk rock, what Madison Square Garden was the professional wrestling in the Northeast. The place to be.
The youngest of the Ramones, Razor, would enter the World Wrestling Federation in late 1992 and immediately made his impact felt when he was inserted into a feud between Macho Man Randy Savage and Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Fantastic.
Razor would go on to headline the 1993 Royal Rumble against Bret the Hitman Hart in a losing effort that I am still protesting to this day.
I feel like you stole my gimmick.
I mean, you did. You said it during the story.
Other bands affiliated with CBGBs included Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law, U.S. Chaos, Cro-Mags, Warzone, Gorilla Biscuits. That sounds fun. Sick of It All, and Youth of It Today. Who?
I love that you wrote
Gorilla
a bands
Biscuits.
you don't know.
Did you say
I was
gorilla
like,
biscuit?
Gorilla biscuit.
Only
Sounds like-
you would write a story about shit you have no idea about.
Sounds like a mean.
I think we
shit.
should. I think we should start a band and name it Rhino Waffles.
I'm getting ready to drop a gorilla biscuit in this toilet.
What's your band name? We're the Gopher Crepes.
Around 2000, CBGBs entered a protracted dispute over allegedly unpaid rent amounts until the landlord Bowery Residence Committee, they sound fun, sued in 2005 and lost the case. Crystal, who may be a guy or a girl, I'm not sure, and the BRC reached an agreement whereby CBGBs would leave by October 31st, 2006. CBGB's radio launched on iHeartRadio, which is weird, in 2010. The CBGB's Music Festival began in 2012. Did CM Punk play there? CBGB's? I never heard of any of those people or any of that shit. What are we doing here?
It explains why I do so poorly at Timmy's Triviaoke.
CBGB's?
Also,
Is it my turn?
I don't know, but while you were doing the high-pitched CBGBs in my head, I was thinking, could you see CBGBs?
CBGBs.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hit my clip.
Okay.
That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Triviaoke.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears. My neck. My back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take Bermuda. Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Montego Bay. I have super low standards for this.
But every time
Saturday Night
we
Fever.
usually get all of them.
Saturday Night Fever.
Song number one, clue number one. Jim Belushi.
Blues Brothers.
Jim Belushi?
Jim Belushi.
Blues Brothers.
No, that was John.
Oh.
Clue number two.
According to Jim.
Staples.
The store?
Yep.
Okay.
We got that.
Sure.
Clue number three. Charles Grodin.
I don't even know who that is.
Clue number four. Filofax.
I don't know what you're doing anymore.
Oh my God. I hate you. Clue number five. Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Let It Ride. Taking Care of Business.
Taking care of business. Every day. I've been taking care of business. There's literally a fucking movie called Taking Care of Business with Jim Belushi and Charles Grodin about Charles Grodin losing his file of
Yeah,
facts.
but we're doing Timmy's
And-
Triviaoke, so I'm
And
not thinking about
stupid
movies.
Cubs fan Jim Belushi finding it and becoming rich and powerful.
I don't know who Charlie Groban is.
It's Charles Grodin.
Also,
Same
Jim
thing.
Belushi is a national treasure, and you will quit speaking ill of the man.
I'm not. I'm speaking ill of you for not knowing that movie.
He's a drug addict on the marijuana.
He is.
He
does a lot
was
of the
in that
weeds.
movie. He was a drug addict. Yes. Song number two. clue
Now he
number
owns a
one.
bunch of pot farms.
He does.
Yeah, makes sense. Song number two. Clue number one. Renowned racist.
Eric Clapton. Got that part.
Layla. Got it first.
No, you
Clue
didn't.
number two. Warren G.
Regulators. Mount up.
Yeah, Eric Clapton was in that.
Clue number three. Bob Marley.
I don't remember Eric Clapton, Warren G, and Bob Marley having a duet.
I don't either. But it'd be a trios by then. But
Clue number 4, reggae.
I've got nothing.
Clue number 5, not the deputy.
The sheriff?
I shot the sheriff.
I got it.
I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy.
I got it right.
I didn't
Winner.
have to.
I got it
He
first,
was a
though.
thief of identity. Yeah,
I did. I definitely did.
All right,
Not a chance.
Roll the tape.
y'all are terrible, by the way.
We're 2 for 2.
Song number 3. This is the easiest. Clues are harder. Clue number 1, Con Air.
Leonard Skinner. Shit.
Clue number 2, Dave.
Sweet Home Alabama.
God damn it.
Love that movie.
Sweet Home.
Home Alabama.
Clue number 3, Forrest Gump. Clue
Clue
number 4, Crimson Tide. Clue number 5, died in a plane crash.
TJ, I beat you 2-1 there, buddy.
He
You
did.
didn't, though.
We're gonna roll the tape next Tuesday.
Yeah, I won. So
wanna
I
make a
won
bet?
2-1.
You want to make a bet?
Yes.
I bet you one wrestling figure of your choice.
Well, and you want one of mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Done and done. August 21st, quite possibly one of the most famous and legendary law enforcement officers ever, and the subject of several movies. Buford Pusser, a sheriff in the McNair County, Tennessee area, dies in a car accident at the age of 36. Buford Pusser is the subject of the Walking Tall movies. The first one was released 1 year prior to his death in 1973. So they were making movies about this guy before he died. That's crazy.
And
And
then
then
an
in
dog carried a big stick.
Yep. And then in 04, which starred The Rock, which was awful.
Not even close to what. Yeah, no.
The original version of the movie also
By the
had
way,
two-
renowned racist Buford Pusser.
Oh.
Yeah.
The original version of the movie also had 2 sequels, which debuted in 75 and 77, a made-for-TV movie in 78, and even a TV series that aired in 81. So what about this man caught the attention of America other than hating minorities? Let's get into it. He was born on December 12th, 1937 in Finger, Tennessee. No jokes? Okay. His father, Carl,
that totally checks out.
his father Carl was the police chief of Adamsville, Tennessee. Buford played high school football and basketball, standing at 6'6" before he joined the Marine Corps. Unfortunately, he never made it out of recruit training and was given a medical discharge for asthma. Which I don't understand how he played.
Should have
sports and
been
never-
Buford Pussy at that point.
I don't understand how you play sports and don't figure that out beforehand.
It happens. I mean, there are lots of. But
But you think if you're playing basketball, you'd be like, hey, I have a hard time breathing. I should join the military. In 1957, Buford moved to Chicago and became a professional wrestler by the name of Buford the Bull. He married his wife, Pauline, on December 5th, 1959. 5 years after he moved to Chicago, he moved back to Tennessee in 1962. Upon moving back, he became the police chief for Adamsville. And after the acting sheriff, James Dickey, was also killed in a car accident, it's not suspicious at all, Buford was elected becoming the youngest sheriff in Tennessee history. He immediately got to work trying to
Buford
dismantle the
killed that
Dixie
guy?
Mafia and the State Line Mob. What?
did you say Buford killed that guy?
No. But they
Oh.
both, Pusser and the previous sheriff, both died in car accidents.
By the way, Pusser, terrible name.
It is an awful name. Now, his movie-worthy life comes into shape.
Pusser died of injuries sustained in a one-car automobile accident 4 miles west of Adamsville.
What are you laughing at?
TJ's like, now his movie worthy life comes into shape. And Dave's like, died.
Earlier that day, Pusser had contracted with Bing Crosby Productions in Memphis to portray himself in a sequel to Walking Tall.
I'm dreaming of a red Tennessee.
Done.
That evening, returning home alone from the McNairy County Fair in his specially modified Corvette, Pusser struck an embankment at high speed. Pusser.
Yes.
What is it?
Slap her in the pusser.
Pusser struck an embankment at a high speed that ejected him from the. I've not been drinking. I haven't had an alcoholic beverage in 2 weeks.
That's probably the problem.
I know. I can't read.
I can't read.
An embankment at high speed that ejected him from the vehicle. The car caught fire and burned.
I'm drinking Diet Pepsi, so.
I'm drinking water. I'm also down 14 pounds.
Wow.
Local speculation as to the cause included rumors of sabotage to the steering mechanism and the tie rods. The state trooper who worked the accident claimed that Pusser's death was caused by drinking and driving without a seatbelt, which was ironic since Pusser was against moonshiners and vices. Buford's daughter, Dwana Pusser, a passenger in another car, came upon the scene of the accident minutes later.
Hold on. Did you just say his daughter's name was Dwana Pusser?
Yeah. Think she squirts?
Absolutely. You have to with that.
No autopsy was performed. As sheriff, Pusser was credited with surviving 7 stabbings and 8 shootings.
Wow.
Badass. Pusser or Pusser, as it should be pronounced, survived several assassination attempts.
Buford Pusser.
Stop it! I
Excuse me,
can't do it.
Excuse me, it's Poussey.
On February 1st, 1966, Louise Hathcock,
Stop it.
she's only half-cocked, attempted to kill Pusser during an on-site investigation of a robbery complaint at the Shamrock Motel.
So Hathcock tried to give it to Pusser.
Hathcock tried to give it to Pusser in Tennessee at the Shamrock Shamrock Motel. Hathcock fired on Pusser with a concealed .38 pistol. Pusser I can't do it. Pusser returned fire and killed Hathcock.
Cock and Pusser sitting in a tree.
I hate you, Tennessee.
I'm crying.
On January 2nd, 1967, Pusser was shot 3 times by an unidentified gunman. While he was already a local hero, Pusser's war on the state line mob was brought to national prominence when his wife, Pauline, was killed on August 12th, 1967. During an assassination ambush intended for Pusser and instigated by Hathcock's common law husband. That is the most Tennessee thing ever.
Yes.
It's not her husband. It's her common law husband.
What
are we doing?
These names are, they're Hall of Fame.
Just because they lived together for 7 years doesn't mean you got to kill somebody.
I'm waiting for a Stan Dick or something to show up. Beaver. I'm waiting for something to show up.
Pusser shot and killed an intoxicated Charles Russell Hamilton on December 25th, Christmas Day, 1968, after responding to a complaint that Hamilton had threatened his landlord with a gun. Let's get past that. To hell with that. Jimmy Buffett refers to an altercation between Pusser and himself in the songs Presents to Send You and Semi-True Stories. According to Buffett, Pusser and he were staying in the same Nashville motel when Buffett decided to go out for some food and bring it back to the motel. Buffett, who had been drinking, shocker, could not find his rental car and decided to climb up on a Cadillac for a better view.
That's a good idea. That always works.
That Cadillac turned out to be Buford Pusser's Cadillac, who was not at all pleased to find a stranger atop his car. By the way, Jimmy wins this one. He promptly brought 2 shots in Jimmy's chest. No, Buford didn't kill Jimmy. Jimmy
Thank
lived
you.
for about 50 more years, and
Yeah.
Buford died because he's an asshole.
I
Fuck Buford Pusser.
I was
looks like
worried
The
that
Rock.
he does.
No, he doesn't. He looks nothing like the.
He looks like
All right.
Fritz Von Erich in the 60s. is what
He looks like The Rock.
He looks like Vince McMahon Sr.
He looks like Vince McMahon Sr. ate Vince McMahon Sr.
He looks like he got hit in the face with a rock.
Yes.
I was
At that
Big
time,
rock.
it was a bullet.
so you mentioned that Buford Pusser may or may not be racist. Do you have any? You didn't mention it in your story. So I mean, right now it's just alleged. Are you just throwing allegations about?
Yeah, I think he killed Jimmy Buffett. Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett's white. I don't know if you knew that.
But he's also racist.
Jimmy Buffett?
No, Buford Pusser. He kills all races.
Oh,
That's my Uncle Jimmy.
Jimmy Buffett or Buford Pusser?
Jimmy Buffett. Remember we went to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville? My Uncle Jimmy?
We were supposed to. It never happened.
It happened in Jacksonville. Where'd Timmy go?
Well, your section's getting ready to start, so he has to go take a dump or whatever he does during that.
Yeah. Hit the clip.
Oh, it's time for Game Faves. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
We're men in tights, tight tights.
I got God damn it, I got nothing, guys.
Well, I guess we'll wait for that dickhead to come back.
Yeah, what a peener. I was, when he said that Buford Pusser was racist in the beginning of the story, I was waiting for him to expand on it, and he didn't. So I think he was just saying shit.
Yeah.
I also found it odd that he would say that, and literally one of the first stories I covered was his dismantling of the Dixie Mafia.
Yeah.
Timmy's a dope sometimes, And now I hope he washes his hands, Don't be a pig about it. Let's see. I'm gonna ask him. Yeah, put him on right there, stupid. Welcome back. Did you wash your hands?
Why?
Why did
That's your wiener.
Yeah, your wiener.
My wiener's clean.
I mean,
You're
us
not-
two. We probably
My
wouldn't
house,
mind, but you-
my house is fully booked next weekend if you don't wash your hands in the pisser. Here we go. Movies, 1996, because I ain't seen shit from 1974.
Why did you pick 12 years, though?
22.
Yeah.
I
I'm
picked
a
22. Idiot.
Could have picked this year.
And because it's 1996, we're doing lesser known movies.
I'm good at that.
Here we go. Movie numero 1 with a budget of $8.5 million.
Holy shit.
Our first movie this week grossed $13.4 million at the box office. Remember, these are all lesser known.
Kicked in the dick.
Yeah.
This is an American comedy film. Make sure you have your paper ready. Don't be screaming shit out, Timmy C.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mine's right here.
Best friends, Squirrel and Stubbs,
Know it already.
mistake a shopping mall for an environmental science experience lab in the middle of Arizona, where they are to spend 1 year with scientists when they are unknowingly locked up looking for the restroom.
Did you
This
say
film
scientific
stars-
experience, by the way?
I meant experiments. I wrote experience.
Bill Nye the
Stars
Science Guy.
Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin.
I knew it as soon as you said their names.
Timmy C.
Biodome.
You got it, but you didn't put a dash between the two, so you'd lose a point.
I did.
TJ Stevens.
That's like one of my top three. That's one of my
Love
top
that
ones.
movie. Movie number B. With an unknown budget.
Oh, good. Great start.
Movie number B this week grossed a measly $12.8 million at the box office and was deemed a critical failure and box office bomb.
Okay.
This is an American romantic black comedy film. The people in it are white. Black comedy is different.
Okay.
A lonely, single woman finds the seemingly perfect man to date, but soon regrets it when his deranged, possessive other personality emerges and she cannot convince anyone else of his Jekyll and Hyde true colors. This film stars Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Pullman.
I have
Gotta
no
write
idea.
something.
Okay. All right. I'll write something.
If you don't write anything, you lose a point. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Timmy C.
You, me, and Dupree.
We did that last week, idiot lips.
You
TJ.
said I had to write something.
I wanted to write a joke title, but I thought it would be offensive, so I just put Tangled.
Nope. Mr. Wrong.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Which, by your description, there's probably a good reason for that.
8 people saw it.
Movie number C. With an unknown budget.
Oh, good.
Our third movie this week grossed a grand total of $9.2 million at the box office. This is an American sports comedy film. 2 loyal Boston fans kidnap their opponent's star player.
Oh, shit.
To see their team NBA championship. This film stars Daniel Stern, Dan Aykroyd, and Damon Wayans.
I love this movie. He plays for the Jazz.
Yes. 5. 4,
Hold on. I actually know this.
2.
No, you don't.
I do.
I don't
Nope,
remember the
not yet,
title.
not
and
yet,
I know
not yet,
I know mine's
not
wrong.
yet.
I know mine's wrong.
Flip it, Timmy C.
Celtic Pride.
There
Damn
you go. Celtic Pride. TJ, what you got?
I put The Sixth Man. As soon as he said it, I knew that was right.
The Sixth Man has Marlon Wayans, and it's
I
his
know.
brother that dies and plays as a ghost.
Also a great movie.
Movie number 4
I'm upset.
on a budget of $40 million. Our fourth movie this week grossed a meager $48 million at the box office. This film's one of Dave's faves, and whoever gets it gets 5 points.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Bay-Base Kids.
This is an American buddy cop action film. 2 cops are forced to work together to solve a chain of mysterious killings by a killer nicknamed the Family Man. This film stars Steven Seagal and Keenan Ivory Wayans.
What the fuck?
That sounds
And it also
terrible.
has Nikki Cox in it, who is one of my favorites from back in the day.
That sounds awful. Well, everything you just said sounds terrible.
It's a really good movie.
I doubt it.
It's not. And
We're going to be watching it. We're watching it next Friday night, right before we turn on Breakfast Bar or whatever it's called.
Breakfast Bar. Breakfast Nooks.
Timmy C.
Kick and Clop.
TJ.
Again, I know it's wrong, but I just went with the title for the description of this dumbass movie you just described. So I put Cops and Robertsons.
Incorrect. The Glimmer Man.
Never heard of it.
Lesser
I've
known
heard of
movies.
it. I've heard of it.
No.
Here we go. Last movie of the week.
I've heard of Slender Man.
This is a layup. A layup.
Okay.
Did y'all hear me? This is a layup.
Okay. Well, it's a
Here we
basketball
go.
movie. We got it.
No, it's not a basketball movie. With a
Then quit
budget
saying
of
that.
$31 million. This layup of a film, our fifth movie this week, grossed $37.5 million at the box office. This is an American military marine comedy movie.
Submarine
Comedy movie.
Okay.
Lieutenant Commander Tom Dodge is assigned captain to the USS Stingray, an old diesel-driven submarine that has seen better days. This film stars Kelsey Grammer, Lauren Holly, who was a smoke show, and Rob Schneider. Lieutenant, you're almost out of uniform.
What is it?
This looks like cream
5,
corn. It's devil's ham.
4,
I know this movie very well.
3, 2, 1. Timmy C, what you got?
It's something Navy. There's
McHale's
a name and
McHale's Navy?
Yep.
Nope.
Incorrect. TJ Steppins.
Down Periscope.
Down Periscope. My man. So it's 1, 2, 2.
Nice.
You gave him 5 points for that one, though.
No, that was
you got
that
5
was
points for Glimmerman.
that was
Oh.
Glitter Tits or whatever that one before number 4 was.
I knew neither one of you were getting glitter tits. Although I'd like to see Nikki Cox. with glitter
I've
tits.
seen Glitter Tits. It had Jesse Spano and
Oh yeah, Star Girls or whatever it's called. Showgirls.
Balloon Knots.
Star Girls. I prefer that.
Ham flour. Let's go to our deep cut. August 9th. I gotta play this straight. Hold on. In what has become one of America's most noteworthy and well-known acts in its political history, sitting President Richard Nixon resigns and hands the White House over to Gerald Ford, his former vice president. You can probably guess why we picked this story to start the month, as we're kind of seeing this again, sort of. But instead of talking the current political landscape, let's hop in the time machine and head back to 1972. As we were ramping up for an election cycle, the DNC was held at the Watergate office building in Washington, D.C. On July 17th, 1972, 5 people broke into the DNC office, were apprehended, and of course, the investigation would then begin in earnest. The press and the Department of Justice started connecting the dots for the money that hired the 5 trespassers, and Richard Nixon's 1972 re-election campaign was involved as well. This prompted the U.S. House of Representatives to grant the House Judiciary Committee expanded investigative authority.
Judiciary.
That's what I said.
Okay.
What did I say?
Nothing. It's a joke.
Judiciary. Is that, are you referencing Dana Carvey right now?
Yes.
But it was judicial. He had a hard time saying that. Judiciary. It's a judicial system. Where was I? The House Judiciary Committee expanded investigative authority, and the U.S. Senate Watergate Committee was formed and began conducting hearings on the matter. Witnesses had testified that then President Richard Nixon sanctioned plans to cover up his administration's involvement in the break-in and burglary. I tried to put a hyphen there and put a 0. So that's what confused me. Nixon's administration resisted the investigation, causing a constitutional crisis. In 1973, the House of Representatives impeached President Nixon due to the revelation that his administration was intentionally impeding the investigation. The Supreme Court even got involved, and in 1974 compelled Nixon to turn over the Oval Office tapes, which, by the way, were recordings of people in the Watergate offices that were illegally placed by the Nixon administration, specially spearheaded by finance counsel for Nixon's re-election campaign, G. Gordon Liddy. The wiretapping.
He probably didn't do anything after that.
G. Gordon Liddy? No, this is literally the one thing he did. Yeah, you're right. That's right. The wiretapping and telephone monitoring was headed by former CIA agents James McCord and E. Howard Hunt. McCord then assigned former FBI agent Alfred Berwin to carry out the wiretapping. The 2 phones that were tapped were that of Robert Spencer Oliver, the executive director of the Association of Democratic Chairmen, and Larry O'Brien. On June 17, 1972, Watergate complex security guard Frank Willis noticed tape covering the latches on some of the doors that led from the underground parking garage to several of the offices. This tape allowed the doors to close but stay unlocked. Willis removed the tape, but when he returned later, the tape had returned, leading to him to call the police. Again, this whole story is bullshit because, as we all know, Forrest Gump called the tip in. After all this evidence had come to light, the House Judiciary Committee then approved 3 articles of impeachment against Nixon, who announced his resignation on August 9th, 1974, before taking his famous helicopter ride here on August 12th.
In light of his loss of political support and the near certainty that he would be impeached and removed from office, Nixon resigned the presidency after addressing the nation on television the previous evening. The resignation speech was delivered from the Oval Office and was carried live on radio and television. Nixon said he was resigning for the good of the country and asked the nation to support the new president, Gerald Ford. Nixon went on to review the accomplishments of his presidency, especially in foreign policy. He defended his record as president, quoting from Theodore Roosevelt's 1910 speech, "Citizenship in a Republic. Sometimes I have succeeded and sometimes I have failed, but always I have taken heart from what Theodore Roosevelt once said about the man in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs to come up short again and again because there is not effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who is the best, who at his best knows the end and the triumphs of higher achievements, and who at his worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly." Nixon's speech received general favorable reviews from network commentators, with only Roger Mudd of CBS stating that Nixon had admitted no wrongdoing. It was termed a masterpiece by Conrad Black, one of his biographers. Black opined that what was intended to be unprecedented humiliation for an American president, Nixon converted into a virtual parliamentary acknowledgement of almost blameless insufficiency of logistics. Legislative support to continue.
I mean, we could probably settle down with some of that hyperbole there. Almost
Mine-
blameless. Like, chill out, bro.
I need to settle down with pronunciation. Following his resignation, the Nixons flew to their home in La Casa Pacifica in San Clemente, California. According to his biographer, Jonathan Aitken, quote, "Nixon was a soul in torment," shocker, after his resignation. "Hey, you just laid down the presidency. How you feel?" "Shitty." Okay, yeah. Congress had funded Nixon's transition costs, including some of the salary expenses, through the reducing of the appropriation from $850,000 to $200,000. So they cut his pay after he left. Works out. With some of his staff still with him, which why are we sending people with a former president?
Because he still has to do stuff.
No, he does. All right, we'll see what he does. All right, cool. Nixon was at his desk by 7 a.m. with little to do.
Oh.
He's still got to do stuff. It's very little. So he probably doesn't need a staff. His former press secretary, Ron Ziegler, sat with him alone for hours each day for a while. Nixon's resignation had not put an end to the desire among many to see him punished. The Ford White House considered a pardon of Nixon, even though it would be unpopular in the country. By the way, they all right, we'll see. Nixon, contacted by Ford emissaries, was initially reluctant to accept the pardon, but then agreed to do so. Ford insisted on a statement of contrition. Whatever. But Nixon felt
contraception.
It should have been a contraception. But Nixon felt he had not committed any crimes and should not have to issue such a statement. Ford eventually agreed, and on September 8th, 1974, he granted Nixon a full free and absolute pardon, which ended any possibility of an indictment. What? This all seems very civil compared to what would happen today.
Well, I mean, it's, before he stepped down, there was an agreement in place that, hey,
yeah,
I'm screwed. You're going to pardon me. It's just like, even though he said he wouldn't, our standing president right now, Joe Biden, is no longer running for re-election.
Mm-hmm.
The moment the election is over, he will pardon his son to make sure he serves no jail time and is in free and clear for his crimes. Watch. Donald Trump, he wins the next election. He will pardon himself of all the crimes he's
already
convicted of. Donald Trump?
Yeah.
He's not been pardoned.
No, he is not.
No, he's not.
No, I thought his conviction had been vacated.
No.
So that's the thing. Pardons, shady shit right there.
Politics are corrupt everywhere.
Yes, all of them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, you hear this common phrase, there's only one way you get to be that high up.
Play the game.
You're dirty.
Yeah. I mean, that's it.
Yes.
Enough about that. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please let us know.
Or if you're dirty.
Or if you're dirty, send us some of that under the table money. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network at Ram Sportsnet. And of course, you can find us on YouTube. Just search Filter Free Podcast. All of our episodes are there. As for us, you can find us on our social media platforms at Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
Follow me on X at Dave in the HSV.
And I am at T Stevens 91. Next week, we're going to cover August of 1991. Celebrities are getting arrested everywhere. I mean, there's like 7 in the month of August of 91.
Sweet.
It's a giant month for baseball. The people behind the wall leave and so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. What's the difference between Subway and Timmy C?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, Timmy ain't got no foot long, that's for sure.
One gives Sarah a foot long. The other gives her 3.5 inches.
I love that you think that embarrasses me. It does not.
No, it doesn't, but I enjoy it.
The faceplant every time fucking cracks me up.